What's going on, guys? I am back with more Hat format replay review for you guys. Today, I have the grand finals match from the most recent H.A.T elimination that took place, which if you guys haven't checked out my tournament report video on that, where I break down what decks actually entered and go over some of the deck lists and cool techs and things, you definitely want to check that video out. I will have it linked in the description. And in the description, you can also find ways to send me your hat format replays if you want the chance for me to review them and show them off on the channel. Again, you can find all that information in the description. But here we have Odyssey Icaros on Constellar Artifact versus Blab on Koa'ki Meiru Fire Fist, which isn't a deck that you see pop up as often, though it is a very good deck. And again, this was the grand finals match, so let's get straight into it. So starting with the rock, paper, scissors, we see Odyssey Icaros go and actually win that, and they will probably, be choosing to go first. Opening hands, we see Constellar Cost, Pollux, Instant Fusion, Algiady, and Sombre. So very Constellar heavy without the artifacts. And Blab's opening hand is Iron Core, Koa'ki Meiru, Soul Charge, Fiendish Chain, Crusader, and Urnite. Always good to see, Urnite plus the Iron Core. A little back row too, and the Soul Charge. Just somewhat unfortunate, though, that they are going second. So Icaros here will draw for turn, finding a copy of Soul Charge, which is pretty solid. And let's see, they're having a bit of a conversation here, showing Durandal for some reason. Unfortunately, I don't speak what this is. I think this is German or something. Not entirely sure, but let's just see what happens. They will go and normal summon Pollux, which gives the player the ability to normal summon an additional Constellar, and we'll go for Algiady here. Interesting, they're going for a rank 4 rather than going cost for, say, a 5. Oh, well, I guess that's also why. Algiady also has the effect that when it's normal summon, you can special summon a Constellar from your hand. So they're actually going for a big push. Looking at this, if they summon the cost and then have instant fusion, they can actually go for either, 2 4s, or they could go for a 5 and a 4, or a couple different plays. So let's actually see what they do. They summon the costs. Here they overlay for Lavalval Chain. Oh, because they can Soul Charge. This is this is going to be a crazy board. Sending a copy of Moral Tack. Go for Soul Charge to summon back the Moral Tack and the Pollux. Here, cost will probably use its effect if I had to guess. Going for double cost effect, so increasing its own and the Pollux, so they'll be able to make a rank 5. Here they go for Pleiades, Instant Fusion for Ojamanite to make a second Pleiades. So really strong, though I will say if Blab had something like Dark Hole, this kind of just ruins their day, because at that point they have Sombre, which is great follow-up. It would allow them to, on their next turn, make another rank 5 or rank 4 or whatever, though the Pleiades would just shuffle themselves back, or, one shuffle the chain and the other shuffle itself, and he would just get completely blown out here. So, this is the finals, going a little flashy. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Passing turn, Blab finds a copy of Tenki, so really strong, though I don't know how this deck is supposed to play through double Pleiades right here. They normal summon the copy of Urnite. Pleiades activates, bouncing it. They set Tenki, set Fiendish, set the Soul Charge, keep the Iron Core in hand. End phase, Pleiades, the other one, will use the effect, bouncing the Soul Charge. It was a bluff anyways. Drawing for turn, finding a copy of Pollux, okay. Use Pleiades to bounce one of the back row. Bouncing the Tenki. Funny that the last one to go is the Fiendish, which here it's irrelevant because they can probably just stack M7 on top, or like Gaia Dragon if they're playing it. Main phase, there's the M7. Summon Pollux, summon Sombre, that should just be game, Going on to game number 2, very, they played it risky going for that and just being real flashy with it. Obviously, Blab not having something like Max C really showed there, but it did pay off. On to game number 2, we will see Blab start. Opening hands, Odyssey sees Call the Haunted, Algiady, Instant Fusion, Cost, and Call the Haunted. So, not the worst hand. They can definitely make plays with that, though any sort of interruption will hit that kind of hard, I would assume. And Blab sees Tenki, Ice, Urnite, Tensu, and Upstart. Drawing for turn, they find a copy of Bear. Not too bad there. Tenki, search Wolfbark. Makes sense because they already have a bear play if need be. Upstart finds Torrential. They think they set the Tensu and the Torrential. Not even going to summon there. Interesting. I guess they don't want to show off that they have this. The Urnite isn't really live without the core here. Bear, you'd rather wait for the opponent to set up because this will force interaction. And like even once they do that, they then have the Tensu to go for a bigger push here. So drawing for turn, Icaros finds a copy of Instant Fusion. A little unfortunate there. They start with Algiady, summon Costs. This gets met with Torrential. Setting Call the Haunted, passing. Blab finds a copy of Compulse. So here the Tenki comes down, they go to battle phase, not going to risk running into a Torrential of their own, and they will attack. They say it's good. Effect triggers to set a Tenki. Main phase 2, Tenki activates, searching a copy of Urnite. They think here. They go for Tensu, summon Urnite. Lavalval Chain comes down, probably sending a core here, no? Yep, sending the core and setting the Compulse. The reason you send core here is because this has the effect that during the draw phase, if this card's in the graveyard, you can add it to your hand instead of drawing or sending a Koa'ki Meiru from hand to graveyard to add this card. Basically, instead of drawing, you can add it, or you can send a Koa'ki Meiru from hand to grave to add it. So it's just a way to get it in rotation since, you do have your Urnite you want to get live, as well as, just in general, you need it for all your Koa'ki Meiru plays. Looks like during Blab's end phase, they go Costs. They then will only use the one, not going for the Algiady here. Makes sense. The Instant Fusion plus Cost can make it 5, and drawing Sanctum for turn is very strong. Use Cost effect to increase level, goes for Instant Fusion. Summon the Ojamanite. They're thinking here, there is the Compulse, which could be very detrimental here, though obviously they don't know that a second Call the Haunted will just be met with it to then do the same type of play. Here they go Compulse on the Ojamanite, which was very strong to hit the Ojamanite specifically there, though it does suck for, the sake of Instant Fusion, but let's see. They go for Algiady, which they, can use the effect. So either way, they were getting to a 5 there. They go for Tiras, really good play here because it'll also be able to pop a card. Goes to battle phase, attacks over the chain, and pops the Tensu, which is smart because most Koa'ki Meiru builds will only play one Tensu. Some will play 2, but popping that in general shuts them off of some things. And, having the Sanctum as follow-up here is also really good because they'll be able to just pop whatever the normal summon is. And if there's no extender, so then that's just so strong. Setting the Sanctum, Tiras detaches for its effect. They find Soul Charge, Blab for turn. Summon Wolfbark, gets met with the Sanctum, summoning Moraltac to pop the Wolfbark. They go for a Soul Charge play. Let's see what they bring back. Wolfbark, Urnite, Bear. Just 3, which makes sense because, Wolfbark will be able to summon back given they use this as material for an Xyz. Overlaying the Urnite and the Bear. Maybe 101 here. Oh, they go for Black Ship. Interesting. Black Ship hit the Moral Tech, does 1,000 damage, Wolf Bark, bring back the bear. Here's the 101. Okay, so I guess they were just trying to bait if there was anything else, I guess. Like a Veiler, maybe? I don't know. Next turn, Icaros finds a copy of Lance. Blab finds a copy of Drago for turn, summons Drago, pushes in, and that will go to a game 3. Really nicely played there. So 1-1, let's see what happens. Starting hands, Icaros sees Tenki, Rhoda, Algiady, Sanctum, Call the Haunted, very strong hand. And Blab sees a Bear, Diamond Core, Fiendish Chain, Iron Core, and Soul Charge. So not a bad hand, but not the greatest, especially seeing, what Icaros has. And they will draw for turn and find a Moral Tack. So while that might not seem good, the Sanctum could probably get a Beagle Tack to then, pop this and summon, do that whole play. So they start with Tenki getting costs, Rhoda for Pollux. Pollux comes down, cost goes down, uses the effect to increase the levels. People also forget that this can reduce levels, though no one really takes advantage of it because of how strong the 5s are. Just interesting little side note there. Here he goes for a copy of Pleiades, uses the effect to bounce the Tenki, playing around things like Ragnazero as well as just hands and different things. Not that I'm saying that, Blab is on any of that, and not that Ragnazero would come up in a situation like this, but also you can just reuse it. Setting the Call the Haunted and the Sanctum and the Moral Tech, passing. Blab finds a copy of Crusader, uses Diamond Core to search Urnite, summon Urnite, Pleiades bounce, set Soul Charge and Fiendish Chain, passing turn. Icaros finds a copy of Soul Charge, activates the Tenki, adds costs, normals Algiady, uses the effect. Blab thinks, says it's good, summons costs. They just go to battle trying to get in some damage. Obviously, there was no torrential or anything there. Fiendish Chain is activated to stop the cost attack. Pleiades gets in for some damage. Call the Haunted, bring back costs. Attack. And obviously the extra damage from Tenki. Main phase 2, cost effect again. Blab draws. I'm guessing he's just scooping here, maybe. Or did I miss something? Oh, yeah, they said GG, but I guess let's see what goes on here. Oh, no, that was just it. So Icaros ends up taking that one. Cool to see both decks kind of go off, though. Odyssey was able to take game 1, Blab take game 2, and then obviously Icaros was able to win the whole event off of his great performance here with Constellar Artifact. Really cool. Again, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to get notified anytime I put a new video out. Share this video with your friends, and make sure to leave a comment on what decks you want to see some replay reviews of next, as well as video ideas in general. And also don't forget to send me your hat format replays. All that information is in the description on how you can do that, and I will see you guys in the next video.